It's a fact that 9 out of 10 people still aren't eating enough fiber. So it's worth knowing that in every bowl of Kellogg's All Bran, there's about as much fiber as you'd find in 9 nutritious slices of brown bread.
G'day mates. Today we're stripping back the bull about fibre once and for all. All our lives we've been told fibre is essential for constipation, gut health, regulating blood sugar, whatever. But here's the real kicker. There's no physiological or scientific basis for most of those claims. I'll share my own story, plus amazing cases like Kent Carnivore, Copas, and Francesca, and look into Dr. Paul Mason's research on fibre. By the time we're done, you'll see how fibre may be the thing wrecking your gut, not saving it. Fibre is not a nutrient, it's indigestible carb. Fibre is literally indigestible carbohydrate. Your body does not have the enzymes to break it down. As Zoe Harcom puts it, it's made of many sugars that aren't absorbable, meaning zero nutrition, just waste. Digestion equals extracting nutrition, want to produce waste, then keep eating fibre, but don't pretend it's fuel. And guess what? There's no such thing as an essential carbohydrate, only essential fats and proteins. Since fibre is a carb, by default, it's non-essential. The whole fibre myth exists to justify carb-heavy diets. Without fibre, who'd bother loading up on carbs? Constipation and fibre. My personal experience. Constipation followed me around all my life. Painful sittings on the dunny, endless wiping paper, the lot. Thought that was normal until I cut out fibre. Now, everything operates as it's supposed to, smooth. No mess, no stress. So let's look into Dr. Paul Mason's case study. Dr. Mason frequently references a standout study of 63 people with idiopathic constipation with no clear cause. They were put into 3 diet groups: 0 fibre, low fibre, high fibre. After 2 weeks of 0 fibre, no veggie skins, whole grains, legumes, brown rice, only white rice, white bread allowed, no laxatives, patients were allowed to remain on a low fibre diet if they felt better. They were tracked at 1 and 6 months with symptoms recorded: frequency of bowel movements, straining, bleeding, bloating, abdominal pain. Results at 6 months. 0 fibre group, 41 patients. Improved from approximately 1 bowel movement every 3.75 days to every day. 0 cases of bleeding, bloating, straining, or abdominal pain. Reduced fibre group, 16 patients. Most had 1 movement per day, a few every 2 to 3 days. Dramatic symptom reduction. High fibre group, 6 patients. Stayed at approximately 1 movement per 6.83 days. No improvement in symptoms, that is powerful. 0 fibre eliminated constipation and associated symptoms, while high fibre did nothing or made it worse. Dr. Mason likens adding fibre to an already blocked digestive canal to adding cars onto a traffic jam. Bulk doesn't equate to passage, it creates more backup. The science behind gas and bloating. Fibre doesn't break down until it hits the colon, then gut bacteria ferment it, producing gas, bloating, and sometimes pain. Insoluble fibres create bulk and irritation. Soluble fibres, like in berries, cauliflower, psyllium. Ferment and gassy FODMAPs are terrible for IBS, IBSD sufferers. Foods like broccoli, cauliflower, almonds, and berries are common culprits. Even in low-carb regimens, fibre from these can sabotage digestion. Francesca's story is a prime example. She had incurable IBSD. Doctors told her to eat more fibre. It didn't help. She cut fibre completely, went carnivore, and her symptoms vanished. She found out it wasn't dairy. It was the vegetables and fibre her gut couldn't handle. Copas, known as Kent Carnivore, had ulcerative colitis that deteriorated despite medical advice to eat fibre and take meds. This later led to Crohn's disease. He lost his colon and now uses an ostomy bag. What he shared is radical. When he ate plants, corn, beans, nuts, those foods showed up undigested in his bag, mixed with gas. Meat? Never seen a fibre chunk, just clear fluid. That's visual proof that fibre passes unchanged while meat digests fully. His health improved on zero fibre carnivore diet. Energy returned, brain fog lifted, gut calmed. Fibre is an anti-nutrient and mechanical irritant. Fibrous plant foods contain anti-nutrients like phytates, lectins, oxalates, which bind minerals like iron, zinc, calcium. They reduce mineral absorption significantly. Fibre speeds transit, leaving less time in the small intestine for absorption. Plus, coarse fibre can physically abrade villi and microvilli, the tiny absorptive structures lining your gut. Over time, this trauma reduces nutrient harvesting capacity, leading to fatigue, deficiencies, brain fog, even if your diet looks healthy. Microbiome, myths debunked. So the myth being that fibre is essential for your gut microbiome. Yes, fibre fermentation produces short-chain fatty acids that fuel colon cells, but this is irrelevant. Consider the colon as a garbage can with a lid on it. Nutrients created by the bacteria in the colon cannot escape. The arguments that plant enthusiasts provide about gut microbiomes and nutrients from fibre is nonsense, because those nutrients cannot be absorbed. To expand upon this, people that have had their colon removed, like Kent Carnivore, do not have a problem missing out on fibre. Overblown myth. Individuality is a decoy. We're all the same. Yes, people vary, but our guts, they're virtually identical in structure, enzymes, transit systems. Fibre is indigestible for every human, and it speeds transit in every human. If someone claims fibre works for them, maybe they were constipated before, not that fibre is magical. Saying everyone's different to excuse fibre's failings, that's dodge. The same evidence applies to all humans. The fibre dogma, where it came from. This fibre obsession began not with nutrition science, but with John Harvey Kellogg, a religious moralist who believed fibre suppressed sexual urges and purified the body. That dogma got spun into mainstream health advice and cereal marketing, not medical science. Now we eat bran flakes and high fibre cereals, not because evidence supports it, but because the narrative stuck. The fibre in processed foods often comes from grain byproducts or recycled cellulose, questionable at best. Let's break it down. Fibre, non-essential. It doesn't fix constipation, often causes it, leads to gas, bloating, pain, blocks nutrient absorption, damages gut lining, doesn't provide fundamental health benefits, doesn't harm microbiome when you go carnivore. And the everyone's different excuse, not relevant. If cutting fibre out of your diet improved your gut, mental health or digestion, tell your story in the comments. Real stories are stronger than dogma. All studies and expert videos are linked in the description. Want to go deeper? I've made a playlist called Fibre is Non-Essential, with every research clip, testimonial and expert talk I referenced.
So whenever you hear this noise, that's the sound of money and your health being flushed down the toilet. Or as we call it here in Australia, flushed down the dunny. So anyhow, if you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, make it ring a ding ding, leave me a comment and I'll catch you in the next one.